Before the break, we ran part one of my interview with Amazon.com President CEO Andy Jassy, but we had much more material to cover. So let's get right back into it. I'm loving Alexa Plus, and I think that Alexa Plus could end up being in a humanoid form. When can I buy a robot from Amazon?
Well, we've had a consumer robot that we've been offering for a bit, which we started a couple of years ago, but it's still so primitive compared to where it's going to be. I do believe that, I think that many, perhaps most consumers will have robots in the home sometime in the next 10 years or so.
You do?
I do, and I do believe that, and I think
10 years. How about 3 years?
There'll be more.
Okay.
I don't know if it'll be most in 3 years.
Will they be yours, or am I going to have to get one from Tesla?
I think we're going to keep working on consumer robots. I think you'll see that really great personal assistants like Alexa will be inside these robots, and she'll be able to help you quite a bit inside your home.
All right. Now, July 8th, I intend to engage with Rufus a lot. For 3 days, I'll engage with Rufus. Sometimes Rufus is helpful, and sometimes Rufus should link me to what I want to buy. But Rufus is kind of a dead end at times. When can we have Rufus really know us and know what we like?
Well, I think July 8th, you're referencing Prime Day,
yes.
which actually is 4 days, 96 hours, double the amount we had last year, with millions of deals across every category. I think people are going to be pretty excited, especially at this time where people are still a little worried about what's going to happen with trade and continuing to have lower prices.
I saw a Reuters piece today that said that already you've had to raise prices from China.
We have, and fortunately we haven't. We did a lot of forward buying several months ago, and then a lot of our sellers, our third-party selling partners, forward deployed a lot of inventory to avoid some of the issues with the uncertainty around where tariffs are going to settle. And we have so far not seen prices appreciably go up. I think some of that may be some of it may be the forward buying and deployment I mentioned, but some of it is we have about 2 million sellers in our marketplace. And so even those that decide they're going to pass on whatever the tariff increase is in the form of price, there's probably going to be a number of sellers who decide they're going to take share and not increase price. And so look, that diversity helps customers in our marketplace.
Well, also, I mean, look, you guys are known, I would think you and an outfit across the street from you, Costco, are the two greatest inflation fighters other than, say, Walmart. But I don't think the government, nor do I think even the American people understand. You have rolled your prices, in many cases, on Prime Days are going to be like 2018 prices when I look at it.
Very significant discounts. And not, our stores team, our retail team worked very closely with our third-party selling partners because we know people are very sensitive about price right now, but we also wanted to make sure we gave them great deals on items they actually cared about. So I think our customers are going to be very excited July 8th through 11th, and it's going to be a good Prime Day.
Now, you have a note in your April letter. AI does not have to be as expensive as it is today and won't be in the future. Chips are the biggest culprit. Okay, when I read that, I know you're talking about NVIDIA. I know you're developing your own chips. But at the same time, can I make the case that NVIDIA actually saves money, that actually does good things for you?
Well, my comment on that letter isn't about any one company. It's just about if you actually want AI to be as expansive as we all believe it can be and should be, we have to decrease the cost, particularly of inference. And the biggest culprit in the cost today happens to be how expensive the chips have been. And so we have a very deep partnership with NVIDIA. We're their lead partner in every new family of chips they launch. I expect we'll be partners for a long time. But, and we learned this lesson in the CPU space with our partnership with Intel, our customers always want better price performance.
Sure.
And so we've learned that we are usually going to have to be the ones that provide that better price performance. And so we have this amazing chip design team in Israel called Annapurna. They helped us build a CPU chip that we call Graviton that we're on the 4th version of that's 40% more price performant than the leading x86 processors. And 4 or 5 years ago, we saw the same trend happening with silicon and AI, where we set that team, a separate team in that organization to go build our own custom silicon AI called Trainium, which we just launched the second version, which is also 30 to 40% more price performant than GPUs. And so we consider it not just an opportunity, but really our responsibility to help customers have lower costs and better price performance, not just on training, but particularly in inference, because the dirty little secret is that while a lot of this expense right now is in training, because everyone's training these models, at scale, most of the expense is in inference because you only train periodically, and an application at scale is spitting out inferences all the time.
Okay. Now, June 17 note, fewer employers not necessarily needed. As we roll out generative AI and agents, it should change the way our work is done. We will need fewer people doing some of the jobs that are being done today and more people doing other types of jobs. Can you be more specific? And also keep in mind, would it be better to go to a community college or better to go to a four-year college right now in this world?
Well, that last question I'll have to think about it a little bit. But, I think that as we're talking about this technology, this AI technology is going to be the most transformative technology in our lifetime. And I was talking about all the ways that we're using the technology for different customer experiences externally, but it's also going to change the way we work. And, if you think about what these agents are going to be able to do, they do coding, they do research, they do analytics, they'll do spreadsheets over time. They're going to do anomaly detection. They're going to do localization as you have, information and content you want in a lot of languages. And so that means it's going to change a lot of these particular job functions. And so when you have really unusual transformative technology like that, you have two choices, two macro choices. You can either lean into it, embrace it, and figure out how to make your customer experiences better and shape it, or you can wish it away and then have it happen to you and chase it. And I think that in the history of technology changes, you're better off with the former, and that's what we're going to do. And I think for our teammates, it's going to allow them to invent better customer experiences much more quickly, much more expansively. They won't have to do as much rote work, and every single person gets to start every task at a more advanced starting spot. And so that's going to make all of our jobs more interesting. And so, yes, like with every technical transformation, there will be fewer people doing some of the jobs that the technology actually starts to automate. But there are going to be other jobs, and we're going to hire more people in AI and more people in robotics, and there are going to be other jobs that the technology wants you to go hire that we'll hire over time too.
Okay, so you need more power for the data centers. $20 billion in Pennsylvania. Is that Brian Olsavsky? Is that right next to Carnegie Mellon? Where are you putting that up?
Well,
is that the Susquehanna?
It's billions. So, but it's the biggest we have more demand in our AI business today than we have supply, even though we are taking down a lot of power and spending a lot of capital expenditure on our AI. And so the biggest constraint of a few constraints really is power. And so wherever we can find high quality, affordable power that ideally, that wherever we can, it's low carbon. That's where we're going to look to build additional data center clusters. Pennsylvania is a recent one. We're really excited about that.
Indiana, you've done.
In Indiana, we've done. Mississippi, we've done. And in all those cases, it's a combination of where the power is, the quality and power, and then do we have a partner, particularly in those states, who really want the jobs and really want the data centers there.
Are there enough people in this country to meet the demand of Amazon in 2030?
I do think yes. I mean, I do. I mean, we have. We're very fortunate in that people are interested in working at the company because we're a very customer-focused company. We have a pretty significant impact in the world. We operate at a very large scale. We like to invent, and we have an amazing group of people. And that's true, in a lot of our what you call corporate jobs, but it's also true in our fulfillment network where. Our average starting wage today is over $21 an hour.
Right.
Full health benefits on day one. We have this program called Career Choice, which allows anybody in our fulfillment network to be able to get an advanced education or a college education if they haven't. So it's an unusual set of capabilities. So we have a lot of people who are interested. And then I think over time, what you'll also see is, wherever we can, we use robotics in our fulfillment network to make things even more safe for our teammates. And what we've found, which has been so interesting in our fulfillment network, is that our teammates there actually like working with the robots. They work in tandem together. And so they get to work on things that human beings are better suited to do, and the robots get to work on things that maybe are repetitive and can save people from injury.
One last question. Black Friday last year was a pretty boring game. Hate to say it. Don't know what boring is.
Actually, it was a good game, right? It was it was Las Vegas and Kansas City.
In the end, I didn't like it.
2 years ago, that Jets Dolphins.
That was the worst ever.
Yes,
How about this year? Who's playing?
Well, your Eagles are playing the Bears.
And the Bears, I think, are a 12-5 team this year. I think it's a good matchup.
The Bears are going to be better.
They're going to be good.
I think it's going to be a very good
You care
game.
about that. You care who's playing that day.
I'm a Giants fan, so.
I know. Do you think you'll flex those 14 and 16 games?
I don't know. We'll have to
Move
see
my
what the
game to Thursday on that Washington game?
It's so hard to know at the beginning of the NFL season because of the parity, who are going to be the good teams and who aren't. So we'll have to wait and see what happens.
Anyway, I won't hold it to you. You got 21 days ahead. You got to do it, though. I love talking to you, man.
I love talking with you, Jim.
It's Andy Jassy, President and CEO of Amazon. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Coming up, no matter if you measure in Fahrenheit or Celsius, Kramer's eyeing a beverage name whose comeback is bringing the heat. Next. Don't miss a second of Mad Money. Follow @Jim Cramer on X. Have a question? Tweet Cramer. #MadMentions. Send Jim an email to madmoney@cnbc.com or give us a call at 1-800-743-CNBC. Miss something? Head to madmoney.cnbc.com.